Hi there, Adrian. Um, I was listening to a podcast from Oprah Winfrey talking with Paulo Coelho about um, following your passion. And I thought it might be interesting to just share my story. I thought it was pretty unique. Um, and for me, it was taking an opportunity when uh, I really didn't know what that would bring. It was in 2001. I was working for the Macroland Mines, De Beers, on the west coast, and my boss went on a fishing trip. He was quite into fishing, and while I was acting in his job, the head office sent a note out to say they need someone to go to Canada for a 3 month stint. Um, and they made it quite clear that it's pretty remote. You won't be able to come home. And I also knew a chap that went the year before, one of my colleagues from Namibia. So I tried to get hold of my boss because I was really interested in it, in doing this. I remember phoning my wife and sort of bouncing it off her, and she was fine. She was always very supportive. And I couldn't get hold of my boss, and for the life of me, I couldn't sit still because I really wanted to do this. And I decided to write a note to head office and say, I'll go. A fellow by the name of Kerry Bagshaw was the head of global security for De Beers at that time. And within minutes he wrote back and he says, you're the man, you're going. We start the ball rolling. And an hour or two later, my boss phoned and he said, didn't have reception at the fishing ground, so what's up? So I told him what was up, and he was furious, like absolutely furious. And he said that, we have so much work to do, and we've got a big audit coming up, and how can I let him down, and all sorts. But I was adamant that I'm going, and I said, I've already told the boss I'm going, so there's no turning back. Anyway, off I went, spent 3 months there. It was a great, great experience. And when I left Canada, I sort of put the word out and said, if ever there's a position becoming available in Canada, I would love to go. And at the time they said, no, they've got someone else in mind, and some fellow from the RCMP and so on. Who then eventually got the job, and I met the fellow. He came and visited South Africa. We took him around, showed him all about diamond mining, and we actually became pretty good friends. Fast forward, 2006, I got a phone call and saying that this fellow retired and they were looking for someone to come to Canada. Well, long story short, this is where I end up in Canada, end up helping De Beers build two mines up in the north. Experience of a lifetime. Brought my whole family, my wife and 5 kids, moved to Canada. It wasn't easy, it was tough. We were really, really battling financially because, as you guys know, the Rand is worth not much against the Canadian dollar. It was really, really tough. A lot of traveling, a lot of time away from home, a lot of sacrifice from both me and the family. But if I didn't follow that dream, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I guess the message that I have is that if there's something that you think you want to do, do it. I've always used this analogy: the train only comes by a few times a day. And if you don't take the train, you'll be there the whole day. You won't get to your destination. So if the train comes, jump on and go. Unless it's a definite no. I mean, we know when it's a definite no. A few years later, I was, not a few years, I guess about 7 or 8 years later, I was offered a job back in South Africa, and I declined that. Because, I've got a family of 5 now, everyone established, kids working in Canada. They were not going back to South Africa. So what's the point of going back and not being close to your family? So I declined that, and that might have been a great opportunity too. But there's sometimes a definite no. But if you wish to do something, do it. don't sit back and not do it. Anyway, I thought I'll share that story. I hope it helps. Sometimes we need someone to tell us that it's okay. It's okay to go. So if you want to go, go. Thank you very much for listening. Chat with you again sometime. Cheers. Bye bye.